So hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I am Vaibhav and we are going to see our today's video topic is a string. So basically string is a very important topic in Java because whenever we create any program in Java, that time our 80% of code will be dependent on or will be coded with the help of a string. That's why string is very important from initial level with in our main method. There we are initiating from array and strings. So that's why we are using different commands or different or at the time of we are giving some input in the we are giving the input in the string format and we get the output in the string format. That's why string is a very important in a Java. So we see string step by step. First, what is meant by string? So basically, string is a collection of characters, or we also called as is a string is a collection of string is an array of character. That means we can return. We know that array, so we can return as any array like int array is equal to a comma b comma c comma d. That array will be converted in a string with the help of by using string string a is equal to and that the name of that integer array and it will be converted as a b c d and that string will be written in a double colon in a double quote, but we are writing a character in a single quote. That is difference between character and a uh, string is a collection of characters, or uh, it is a sequence of a character stored in it. So after that, the important point is the string is a non-primitive data type. We are seeing in our previous videos what is meant by primitive and what is meant by non-primitive. So we see again that so primitive in our coding there is a some primitive data types like int, long, short, short or float. Like these things all comes into the primitive type data type, and our class, string, array, all these things comes in our non-primitive data type. So basically primitive data type means the data type which will contain its own value. That means it is having a specific value. Like consider an example, we are written as int a is equal to 10. That means that int a is consisting its own value 10. That is primitive. That means it's having its own values. And non-primitive means the non-primitive means that specific thing are having stored only address of that data. It does not consisting the data, it only consisting the address of that data. When we creating object, that time we only write the name of that object, but we are not actually writing the all data which is stored in that object. We are only giving the name of that object. That time we can easily access that data which is written in that object. That is our non-primitive. So after that, one more important point, that is our string is also class. That means our string is by default class. That class will be extended by its object, or that object is the parent of that class, our that parent of our string class. So we are not required to create that class. That our string is basically directly class. When we are using some uh, ideas, that time we observe that thing. When we are going on string, it should be directly connected with their class, and that class will be extended by that object. After that, we are going to see uh, how what are the different methods to create object or call the object. So mainly we are going to see different methods one by one. Within them, first is by using literals or string. At the initial level, firstly we are creating a object by we are creating a string with the help of using a literal. So what is meant by literal? So literal is a actual value that will be assigned to the string, or actual data which will be assigned to the string, we can return as string yes is equal to hello. So in this case, hello is a literal. We can call it as a literal. So when we using this method for creating an object of our string, that time we return as a string yes is equal to hello, and that hello is written within the our two quotes, that is string type. When we creating that string by using literal, that will be stored in a that will be stored in string constant pool. That is the space of memory which is allocated in heap memory. There is our main heap memory, and our string constant pool is a sub part of our heap memory. When we creating a object by using literal, that time that object is a create or occupy the space in our string constant pool. Let's consider why we have to know firstly why we using string, why we need string morely. So that is we are using because at the time of programming we are have to using similar string type again and again. That time it should consume more space, or it require more accessibility for it. But with the help of this string concept or that spool concept, we are able to achieve, we are able to use that reusability of that strings again and again with the same storage of space. How it's possible? Let's see. Let's consider there is we are creating some object by using string, that is s1 is equal to hello. That hello will be stored in our pool memory, that is string constant pool. It will be stored in a pool. Hello will be stored in a pool. And again consider I am creating a one more string as a s2 is equal to hello. So that in this case there is a I am creating a two objects, but two objects by different names, but they are having same content or same data, that is hello hello. But in our string, that is our advantage for us. If we are creating some hello, that will be stored in our pool memory, that will be not repeated. Our JVM will be check firstly before creating that object. That time we first check before, it will be checked before creating the or allocating the memory. It will be checked in their pool memory that that object or that data will be already present in that memory. So that time we avoid to create a new it avoid to allocate the new space for that data. It will be point out to it will be pointing toward that previous data which will be stored in a pool. So that's why we are reducing this more storage for the coding, or reducing the size of that our code by using the string. That time that all we can create number of objects with the same data, like s1 s2 s3, that all are pointing towards the hello if you are using that hello again and again. After that, our next method creating type is with the help of new keyword. We are creating object with the help of using a new keyword. That time we can return as a string yes is equal to new string parenthesis and semicolon. That means in this case the string is our object, our class name, and there is a yes is a reference data type, and after that is equal to there is a new. The new is a keyword which we are using for creating a new object or allocation of new space in our memory. That time we are using we are using a new keyword for creating a new object. After that there is a string and parenthesis semicolon. So this is the constructor for that object, or it is the convey the data for that object. While we creating with the help of new keyword, that time that memory allocation or that data will be stored within our heap memory, and also it will save one more copy of that data in our string constant pool. That means when we create with the help of new, it will be stored within two places, one in our heap memory and in another our pool memory. That means uh, by when we create only one object with the help of new, it will be stored in that two cases. Why it will be stored in two cases? Let's we see. Consider I am creating a uh, I am creating a string name as a world. So that world will be stored in a heap and also pool. That time my my object pool world is created by using new keyword that will be uh, pointing that data which is stored in heap memory. But that time there is not any use of that word which is stored in my pool memory. But why is it important? As it is important because consider I am creating again object by using literal method. That time I will return as a string yes is equal to word. That time that again repeatability of that word string is pointing towards the memory which is stored in our string constant pool. That will be pointing towards that pool memory. That's why we are not need to using our storing more space or more memory again and again for that specific data which will be repeated in this case. That is the main type. That is the two main type for creating an object by using string. There are another types like we are creating objects by using another methods. These are string builder and string builder. In a string builder we can create as a string builder sb is equal to new string builder parenthesis and semicolon. In this case also we are creating the object with the help of by using a string. That is the overall view of overall information about the string. So the string is mostly important and most important topic in our Java. Because why it is important? Because at the time we are creating object with when we creating object of our string class, that object will be immutable means that object cannot be changeable or we are not able to do make any change within that object. That means immutable. When we creating that object will be non-changeable, or that data which will be stored within that specific manner we are not able to change. As we see in our previous example, we are writing as a hello, and that hello will be assigned for the different four objects like s1 s2 s3 s4. If I have to want to change in a only s1, I have to change in only data of s1 in hello. That is not possible in this case. That's why the data will be stored in our pool memory will be disturbed. That's why we are not able to change that only data. That time we have to create a new object for the same. That is the main aspects of our string. That is immutable. That is immutable. So we again the most important point is that in our string we are using different types of objects for performing some different types of object for performing different types of operation on our string. These are like for calling we are using a dot operator for it. Consider my object name is yes. I am creating object name as a yes, and I have to implement some operation on it on that string. So I am writing as a yes dot length. That means I am using that object. That time I can get output in terms of length of that string. That means I am writing as a some a b c d. That time it will be length of that string is 4. When I am using directly yes dot length, that time it will be give me an answer in the length of that string, that is 4. After that the next is a yes dot to uppercase. That means the if any data is written in the form of lowercase in my string and I am using that object, that time that data will be directly converted into the uppercase and it gives output in a uppercase. So next is s dot to lowercase. That means if there any data is written in a uppercase, that will be directly gives output in a lowercase. And like some different methods like some different methods like a trim. When we are using a trim object, that time if any spaces available in our string, that will be removed or eliminate that spaces, and it create a sequential string. So this is all over about a string. Thank you.